Here we go now.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. And don't forget, you can hear our live recaps and special episodes and bonus episodes and our paid podcast subscription, the Kempire podcast, but also Club Kempire. Be sure to check that out. More information will be available anywhere you get your podcasts. And don't forget to give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Shout out to everyone watching from around the country and around the world. We have a lot to get into this afternoon. But yeah, first of all, I want to say shout out to everyone watching from Chicago, those of you watching from San Diego, Philly, City of Angels, what's going on? Thank you so much. Hey, breakfast at Tiffany's, y'all. What's going on? Everyone's on their lunch. I just had a quick little meal because, you know, here, I just went to Pilates, so then there's that. Rancho Cucamonga is in the building. What's going on, Christopher? What's going on? Shout out to the replay crew as well. Alma's watching from Sweden. What's going on? Liz is watching from Kenya. Candace is watching from Texas. Elaine is watching from Delaware. Rita's watching from Bonn, Germany. Angel is watching from the Bay. Shout out to those of you watching on Twitch as well. I see you guys. All right, where do I even begin today? There's just so much to get into. I guess we can start off with some good news. All right, we'll start there. We have some good news. Cardi B, and not so surprising news, confirmed to Gayle King yesterday that she, in fact, is pregnant. I know we've speculated for weeks, but we have been waiting for her to confirm at one particular point after she won her court case. You remember that, right? And everyone thought she looked pregnant then in the way she was walking and the way that she was being held up. Everyone was like, oh, she is definitely pregnant. But then once she won her civil lawsuit, she revealed a new song called Bodega Baddie or Baddies. And it looked like she was wearing something over her belly. So a lot of people thought that she was faking it. But then some of you that have been pregnant before and are women were like, no, she is definitely pregnant. Okay. And well, during her Gayle King interview, sidebar, Gayle King kept on asking her, do you think that you are the drama? Or do you think that you're the drama? She asked that question so many times. I was like, she just said, I don't think so. And the name of her album is Am I the Drama? I will give this to Cardi. And maybe she felt like she had a lot to prove for a variety of reasons because she hasn't put out a follow-up to her successful debut album in years. But also, people were probably doubting her with the fact that she's pregnant. Like, how are you going to, people have been waiting on this album for so long. How are you going to promote this project? She's proven all of us wrong because she's been out there with all kinds of unique ways of promoting this project. She's been on the train. She's been on the streets. She's been doing pop-ups. She just announced her tour. I saw the tour dates and I said, oh, she might be pregnant. Well, yesterday she confirmed that she, in fact, is pregnant. And the father is Stefon Diggs. Let me play for you what she said in her interview.
Start right away with, because the rumors on the streets be talking. Mm-hmm.
And so the latest rumor about you is that you are having a baby, and I want to know what, if anything, you want to share about that with the class.
Well, yes, I am. I'm having a baby with my boyfriend, Stefan Diggs.
Congratulations.
Is this her first time confirming that it's her boyfriend, or at least saying it publicly? Like, we've seen them together, but is this the first time that she's confirmed that this, in fact, is her boyfriend? Remember, there were rumors that her and Stefan had broken up. I don't know where those rumors came from. I know during one of our lives that came up, and then we Google schmoogled and see if they were still following each other, and they were. But we haven't really seen them together recently. But the last time I saw them together was at the Met Gala. Yeah. But okay, so she's confirming that, in fact, Stefan Diggs is the father and her boyfriend.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. How are you feeling about that? And that this will be baby number 4 for you, Cardi.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm actually I'm excited. I'm happy. I feel like I'm in a good space. I feel very strong. I feel very powerful that I'm doing all this work, but I'm doing all this work while I'm creating a baby. Me and my man, we're very supportive of each other. We're like in the same space in our careers, but like in different,
By that, what do you mean by that same space? That you're both doing well? What do you mean?
You know what it is? That I feel like we're really great and one of the best at what we do. And me and him.
Sidebar, where's Miss Sharon? Is Stefan Diggs really good at what he does? I'm assuming a lot of people knew who he was. And didn't he sign like a real big deal recently too? You guys let me know in the chat. Because I don't know anything about the sports. He plays what, football? I'm assuming.
Think the same way. Like, it's like, yeah, we're one of the greatest, but what's next? What we doing again? We do it again. We have to do it again all the time. It's not like we're never like comfortable. We just want to keep doing it. And that's just how we both are.
You have a song on your new album. I can't wait for people to hear the new music, but there's a song called Safe.
Yeah.
Is he somebody that makes you feel safe?
Very safe. It both.
So here's the thing. Again, like Winter said, your body, your choice, whatever. I just find it interesting because remember, she's not even divorced yet from Offset. She should have divorced Offset a long time ago. We follow the many times they've been on again, off again. Some people suspected that they would be back on again after the most recent situation, but it did also seem like she was completely done with Offset. If you're Offset and you've cheated on this woman so many times, and now she's finally said, no, I'm not dealing with you anymore, and now she's moved on with someone better, and maybe better looking, you guys let me know. Who do you think is better looking? And now she's having a full-on baby. The baby part, I probably could have did without. I would have just preferred her move on, have a good life, have a good time. She did say in the interview that people said, go outside, have a good time. She said they had a little too much fun. Yeah. I wish them the best because at this particular point, they are going to be tied together for at least 18 plus years. Now they have to co-parent together. From what I've heard, Stefan has one other kid. Okay, to Paris. To Paris is our Miss Sharon in here. Hold on, please hold. Paris is giving us the rundown. To Paris Shaw says, Stefan Diggs, first team All-Pro 2020, second team All-Pro 2022, 4 times Pro Bowl, 2020 to 2023, NFL receptions leader 2020, NFL receiving yards leader 2020, PFWA All-Rookie Team 2015, second team All Big Ben 10. That sounds like science to me. I'm assuming that's all good. That's all good stuff. Okay, I mean, at least we know he has a job. Oh, hold on. Chris Man says Stefan Diggs is fine, but his character is trash. Are we sure we're talking about Stefan? Because I know a lot of people have mixed Stefan with his brother. I just want to make sure we're talking about. I know nothing about Stefan Diggs. Nothing. Teach says marriage didn't stop Offset from cheating multiple times. Why should it stop Cardi? Well, Cardi's not cheating. I mean, I guess in some people's heads, they believe that that's cheating when you're still married, but they're clearly separated. They have moved on. Amara says that he's a wide receiver. Okay. All right. All right. I'm happy for Cardi. I'm looking forward to this project. They did come out with the track listing. She has a bunch of features on here. Summer Walker's on here. Kalani's on here. Janet Jackson's on here. So there are quite a few features on this new project that comes out, what, Friday? This project comes out Friday. You know what else comes out tomorrow? I will be live with our friends over at Butter Skin. We will be doing a online shopping event. All kinds of discounts will be made. You will also have an opportunity to win things, and you get to understand my whole skincare routine. So stay tuned for that tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. PST. So set your reminders for that. All right, so back to this. So Cardi B confirmed what we all have suspected, that she in fact is pregnant with her 4th child. And she also announced this week that she will be going on tour starting in February. All right. Speaking of tours, Brandy and Monica, the Boys Mind Tour, is coming to a city near you starting next month. They have been collaborating. We've seen pictures of them in the studio, so I'm assuming new music might be coming with this. I mean, we will be fed. We will definitely be fed, because I didn't expect music too. Okay. So Monica took to social media to also give us a criteria for what we're going to wear. If you can look at this picture, for those that are watching this, but for those that are listening, they're wearing these beautiful suits, but like a play on suits. So this is what Monica posted on her Instagram in the caption, in this beautiful picture of her and Brandy. I'll show you another picture. There's a few. They look great. So Monica says, women in suits represent strength, power, and unity. If these images are inspiring to you, be sure to dress accordingly during the Boys Mind Tour. There is no boy, just bosses. So when this was posted on the blogs, Monica responded to some of the comments. So let me just tell you what Monica had to say in the comments, because look, y'all had no problem. Beyonce didn't say anything. She didn't give you the criteria. The criteria was just there, and you guys showed up and showed out. Okay? But this is what Monica said in the comment section of the Neighborhood Talk. Please add, we work, quote, ass repeatedly. How should we dress? Meaning that the fans are like, how should we dress for this event? So now she's giving you the criteria. She says, laughing out loud, most said 90s. I said too easy. Let's have fun with it. Not formal, not mandatory. Make it you. It can be sneakers and slacks, shorts and boots, white shirt and a tie with a denim. Do you or don't? I already got plenty of suits. I already know what I'm wearing. Thank you, Monica and Brandy. Thank you. And now I know what I'm wearing. What are you guys wearing? You got your suits? I honestly, look, dandy all year. You know, we had the dandy celebration when it came to the Met Gala. I was like, let's keep it dandy all year. All right. So that will be the theme. You do not have to be exactly in a suit, but a play on suits. And I'm guessing that the mandatory dress code really worked for women, but I'm gonna wear my suit, and I might wear a tie. Someone in the comment section said the air conditioning better be on the way up, up, up. It usually is, but I'm just saying. So, and remember, this tour is happening during the fall, so we should be fine. Okay. Lit with Bev says, people wore suits to Jeezy. Really? Foxy says, you got your red suit, Kempire? I don't have a red suit. I'm not going to buy another suit, even though I did try on a beautiful suit over the weekend at Banana Republic. But I said I have enough suits. I don't need to get another suit. I really don't need to get another suit. There's plenty of suits you guys have not seen me in. So we shall see. Alana says, love that attire. I said, let's go. Amara says that Brandy Norwood and Monica are our teenage years. And now we're all grown up and we're going to get dandy with it, right? We're going to get dandy with it. All right. All right, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. We're doing a special Hot Topics Live where we have a variety of things that we're talking about, including the Brandy and Monica tour that's coming to a city near you. They've added quite a few new dates as well. They'll be joined by Money Long, Coco, oh my gosh. What's her name? Damn it. I can't remember the last name. You guys remind me in the chat. Anyway. And the American Idol winner is going to be joining them on tour. Kelly Rowland will be joining them on tour as well. So some people speculated that Coco Jones, thank you so much, Lady Trucker. I don't know, had a little bit of a moment. Coco Jones will be joining them on tour. And some people were saying on socials that Kelly Rowland's too big to be opening up for Brandy and Monica. Y'all know I love me some Kelly Rowland. Y'all know I love me some Kelly Rowland. However, yes, she's a part of the biggest girl group of all time. But as a solo artist, Kelly Rowland can open for Brandy and Monica. Because list all the songs that Kelly Rowland can do as a headliner. And she has headlined internationally. But come on, stop. All right, you act like it's Beyonce opening up for Brandy and Monica. Stop with it. Like, and y'all know I love me some Kelly Rowland, but let's be honest, as a solo artist, stop the cap, okay? Stop the cap. See, Moyo says, I politely disagree. Her catalog is small. As a solo artist, we know she's a legend and an icon as a part of Destiny's Child, and we love Kelly Rowland, beautiful Kelly Rowland. However, no. And honestly, opening up for Brandy and Monica, it's not even just about opening up for Brandy and Monica. It's about a sisterhood of what they're doing on this tour. There's no egos. I'm glad that she was like, yeah, I'll do it. Because she could have that ego, but she doesn't. She doesn't. Oh, Nota Queen, come on, Nota Queen. Nota Queen says Kelly Rowland is too big overseas. She is, and she headlines overseas. She says, but in these states, she is where she belongs. Love Kelly. We all love Kelly, but also there's nothing wrong with her opening. She's still, if you look at the sizing of the fonts, she's like the one right under Brandy and Monica. We love us some Kelly Rowland. But just because we love you, we're going to tell you the truth. And I'm going to be there singing the Kelly Rowland stuff too. Come on now. I can't even think of a song right now. Look. Oh. It's all right. That part. Takesha says Brandy and Monica walked so that they could run. Come on. People have been waiting on this Brandy and Monica tour for a very long time, and we finally got it. Yeah, Angel says motivation or Kelly or bops. Yeah, come on. Oh, I know I want to bump like this. Look. There's plenty of good songs from Kelly Rowland, okay? But she's right where she belongs, okay? Right where she belongs. We love her. Come on. I'm happy for all of them. Even Coco Jones. This is awesome. Okay, April says, get your motivation. I know, I gotta get up to date on all the Kelly songs. I like Kelly more as a dance artist, though. Kelly, though, I've heard from inside sources, she's always wanted to have a bigger R&B career. She's always wanted to do R&B music. But as you saw with her career, what really exploded for her was the dance music. Hence why I want her to do the Donna Summer biopic. I want her to do it. Okay? O'Shea says, don't do Commander like this. But again, O'Shea, you're watching internationally. A lot of people know her internationally. I love Kelly Rowland. Come on now. I hate the fact I have to keep justifying this. I love Kelly Rowland. But we got to be honest. Wow, he says, don't forget work, Kempire. Okay, all right. There are plenty of songs, all right? I wish Kelly really leaned into the dance stuff, though. I really wish she would have. Oh, exactly, Gene. This was the song I was singing. When Love Takes Over. Yeah, that song. Oh, when she gets to the dance music, even though this is going to be a large R&B audience, but she better do that dance music. She better do that dance music. All right? Kelly, we're going to co-create this together. Once the movie is ready for Donna Summer and you're playing the lead role, okay, you're going to come on my daytime talk show to promote it. And it'll be the first time that we've ever met in person, maybe. You never know. I might meet you at the concert. But the next time that we meet, me and you, Kelly, we're going to sit down for a conversation to talk about the movie. Okay? And why I think you should have pursued more of a heavier dance music career. All right. Let's move on. Exactly. Jules says, get your platform and shine. Get your bags, Kelly. I just saw that conversation in regards to Kelly opening up for Brandy and Monica, and I feel like I think that's okay. I think it's fine. I think it's going to be a beautiful moment. It's going to also remember Brandy and Monica used to be really close. Okay, let's talk. Can we talk? Well, then there was apparently, allegedly, and Wendy Williams actually asked Kelly Rowland this years ago. Word on the street is that Brandy was insecure about Beyonce and was asking all things about Beyonce and says, like, you shouldn't let Beyonce do this. You know, you need to shine, blah, blah, blah. She was saying all this stuff about Beyonce, allegedly, which caused a rift in her friendship with Kelly Rowland. That was the word on the street. And when Kelly was asked about this during the Wendy Williams interview, Kelly was like a humming. Kelly did not say, no, that's not it. That never happened. She just kept saying, I love Brandy. I look up to Brandy. I love her tone. Kelly could not lie to us. And I love that about her. So it confirms. But now that they're coming together for this, I'm excited. And I'm thinking the reason why Kelly's going to be on this tour, because Kelly still works with Frank Gadsden, you know, who worked with Beyonce, but he also worked with Brandy in the early days. He still works with Brandy. I wish he would stop. Not because I don't want Brandy to win. I just don't. No, I don't think that's a good chemistry. But that's me. Okay. I don't know if he's doing anything for this tour, but I'm not surprised that Kelly's on this tour because she still works with them. Okay. So that was the rumor on the street. Okay, we're having a Hot Topics live. I'm giving you all the tea of yesteryear. Goss the Boss says, I believe that about Brandy. There are old clips of Brandy and Kelly talking, and she was kind of talking down to her. Brandy was a bit of a brat. Happy to see the evolution. Yeah, we got to let people, you know, grow. And you never know. Don't be surprised now all of a sudden you're going to see Brandy and Kelly hanging out again. Those were two, they're born on the same day. They're both Aquariuses. Yeah. So there's definitely a weirdo connection. You know, Aquarius is weirdo energy. Not in a bad way. Like, you guys are weird. Okay. You know, I like an Aquarius. Okay. Look, the Aquarius is just like the video. You'll be all right. Angel says Team Aquarius. See? Embrace your weirdo. Okay. Amanda says, did you hear about Chris Brown deactivating his IG? You know, look, us Tauruses can get in our feelings too. All right. I did see that people were talking about Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend, you know, the black girl, you know, because he's really into black girls. He's not really into Taylor Swift, allegedly. And his ex-girlfriend was basically on the on stage with Chris Brown getting taken down, okay? And then he would say, y'all gonna stop with the colorist rage bait. That was the last post that I saw that people were talking about when it comes to him, so maybe he wanted to take some time. Look, Chris, you are booked and busy. You do not need to be on social media. Focus on your breezy tour that's doing extremely well. I don't understand why these celebrities get in their feelings or pay attention to social media, but maybe this is his way of not paying attention to social media and deactivating his. Is his tour over? No, right? There's still more. There's a few more dates. All right. Weird and Proud. Okay, Weird and Proud. Bafui. Look, I'm probably butchering your name, and I apologize. Okay, Stephanie says Aquarius is the sweetest people. Stop playing Cam. Y'all think I'm saying weird in a bad way. I'm not saying weird in a bad way. You guys have a weird, like, that's supposed to be like part of your shtick. Arjun says, Kempire, you drag. I'm not. One of my dearest friends. No, we know two of my dearest friends are Aquarius. Stop. All right. Noda Queen says Chris needs therapy. He does. I mean, I hope he is in therapy. If not, damn. Okay. All right, guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking about some hot topics. We were just talking about, I don't know how we've digressed, but it's okay. It's still all relevant. Thank you guys for bringing the hot topics in the chat. Okay. All right. Where do I want to go next? I do want to mention this story. Please hold 1 second. Let me just, if I can bring this up really quickly. Okay. I wanted to talk about this story in regards to Trey Reed. Okay. Because the family is saying that they want a separate autopsy because they've already closed this case. I don't know if you guys know about what happened at Delta State University where Trey's body was found. It was found in a way that they used to do to black people back in the day. I can't say certain things here on social media. Okay. So, according to this press outlet, they said that the family of Trey Reed is seeking independent autopsy following the Delta State University student's death on Monday when his body was found hanging in a tree on a campus. At a press event at the Living Faith Miracle Temple Church of God in Christ in Grenada late Tuesday afternoon, Vanessa J. Jones of the Jones Law Firm, who is representing the Reed family, told the media that the family is still waiting for answers. The family does not know exactly what happened on September the 15th of 2025, she said. We are seeking answers from Delta State University. We're seeking answers from the coroner's office. Delta State University staff discovered Reed's body hanging from a tree at 7:05 a.m. on Monday, September 15th, in the middle of the campus, where the 21-year-old had just begun attending college. Hours after his discovery, Delta State University Police Chief Mike Peeler said in a press conference that no foul play was currently suspected. The same day, two officials from the Bolivar County Coroner's Office said that Trey Reed had no other visible injuries that would indicate an attack prior to him being hung that way. It said Vanessa Jones criticized Delta State University and Bolivar County officials, telling Mississippi Free Press that both had left the Reed family completely in the dark after the discovery of Trey Reed's body, failing to properly communicate with them in their darkest moment. The media, the lawyer said, knew about Trey's death before the family did. That was one of the reasons for the urgency of this press conference, Jones continued, because the family is getting all of their information secondhand through the news. And a confusing incident occurred the morning of Trey's death, she said. The Grenada County Sheriff's Department arrived at Trey's family home at approximately 9:15 and informed the family that Trey was found dead in his dorm room, in his bed. Excuse me? They said not long after that, the family would learn that Trey had died in the center of the campus, hanging from a tree. The day after this story first published, Grenada County Sheriff's Department Chief Deputy Ricky Williamson told the Mississippi Free Press in an interview that neither he nor his investigator, Sonia Willis, specified where he had been found when they informed the family of Trey Reed's death on Monday. Grenada, his childhood home, is located roughly an hour east of Cleveland, where he was studying at Delta State University. That was never the words that were said when they were notified of his death. Absolutely not. The conversation was that me and my investigator went there to the grandparents of Trey Reed, had them sit down on the porch, and we told them that we had been sent to notify them that Trey Reed had been found deceased at Delta State University and that the DSU police chief was on the scene, Williams said on Wednesday afternoon. I said, I don't recall the exact wording, but they didn't believe that it had been done by anyone else, he continued. I handed them the note with the chief's name and phone number and asked, could we pray with them? We prayed, and as we were leaving, the grandmother asked, was he down on the floor? Was he by his bed? I said, ma'am, I do not know, and that's when we walked away. The family needs clarity on the moments leading up to Trey's death, Jones said. If this young man was on the campus of Delta State University with all these cameras, and all this modern technology from the moment he left his dorm room or entered the campus, there should be surveillance of all of his actions, Jones said. That's what we want. Bring the surveillance, bring the cameras so that we know exactly what happened. And make sure all of that is being secured right now. Jones did not allege that Reed's death had been violent, but demanded a full and independent investigation. We're not here to point fingers yet. But we will have the answers. The possible constitutional violations of releasing Trey's name to the media immediately after it happened, we'll get to that. But for now, the family's asking for answers. Speaking at the same press event, Pastor Jerry Reed, Trey's uncle, told the media that his nephew had been a happy young man, filled with purpose, and excited for a new chapter at Delta State University. When I talked to him, he always told me that he had a plan for his life and many things he wanted. He wanted to go to college, Jerry Reed said. He wanted to be a truck driver because that's what I was for nearly 30 years, and that's what he wanted to be. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump will also join the Reed family in seeking a full and independent investigation of the death of Reed. Trey Reed was a young man full of promise and warmth, deeply loved and respected by all who knew him, Crump wrote in a media statement on Tuesday afternoon. His family and the campus community deserve a full independent investigation to uncover the truth about what happened. We cannot accept vague conclusions when so many questions remain. I stand with this family, and I will lead a team of civil rights leaders and organizations in pursuing transparency and answers for Trey's family. U.S. House of Representative Benny Thompson, a Mississippi Democrat whose district includes Bolivar and Grenada counties, called for a federal investigation into Reed's death by the U.S. Department of Justice and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. It is always a tragedy when a young life is cut short, Thomas said in a statement Tuesday afternoon. We must leave no stone unturned in the search for answers. While the details of this case are still emerging, we cannot ignore Mississippi's painful history of lynching and racial violence against African Americans. My deepest condolences and prayers are with Trey's family during this difficult time. Trey Reed's death set off alarms across social media, with countless concerned observers fearing Reed's death was intentional. We cannot ignore a painful echo of the many lynchings of black men in Mississippi's past. One persistent rumor falsely asserted that Trey's limbs had been broken, rendering an unaliving impossible. Monday afternoon, the Mississippi Free Press spoke to Bolivar County Deputy Coroner Murray Rourke, who said he assisted his colleague, Deputy Coroner Dwayne Proctor, in the examination of Reed's body. Rourke insisted that he had seen no evidence of broken limbs on Reed's body. Later, Bolivar County Coroner Rudolph Seals elaborated, confirming that examiners found no evidence of an assault on the body of the deceased. Based on the preliminary examination, we can confirm that the deceased did not suffer any lacerations, contusions, compound fractures, broken bones, or injuries consistent with an assault, Seals said. At this time, there's no evidence to suggest the individual was physically attacked before his death. Hours after Reed's death, police 100 miles south in Vicksburg, Mississippi, found the body of a homeless white man, also hanging from a tree in a wooded area, sparking rumors of connection between the two deaths on social media. Vicksburg police said that they have no indication that the two deaths are related, but the investigation is also ongoing. All right. At Tuesday's press conference, Vanessa Jones alleged that the university leadership had yet to even call the Reed family, contradicting statements from the DSU president, Dr. Dan Ennis. They said that they're there for the family, but they haven't even contacted the family. This is what we call a false narrative, Jones said on September 16th. The president of Delta State University has not taken 30 seconds and called Trey's family. That's interesting. Ennis acknowledged that in a press conference on Wednesday morning, explained that he was bound by a protocol to communicate with the individuals Trey Reed himself listed as next of kin, rather than immediate family relations. So who have they been in contact with? The students tell us they're next of kin, and the moment we discovered him, this university had been in regular, frequent contact with next of kin, the university president said on September 17th. Trey Reed gave us two names. From the point of view of respecting the students' wishes, the university has been and will continue to be in direct contact with Trey's chosen names. At the same time, Wednesday morning event, DSU Chief of Police Mike Peeler stated that Reed's body had been delivered to the Mississippi State Medical Examiner for a full autopsy, with preliminary results expected back within 24 to 48 hours. This joint investigation remains active, and the Delta State University Police is in full cooperation with all agencies involved. This is an isolated incident, Peeler said. Due to the support of the state and local law enforcement and increased law enforcement presence here at Delta State, there are currently no active threats to the campus, and the university remains safe. The campus police chief said that the video of Trey Reed does exist, but declined to specify if this meant surveillance video showing his death before he was found hanging in the tree. There are videos and they're in the hands of the investigative team, Peeler said. Right now, Cleveland Police Department is leading the investigation. Again, guys, if you just joined us, we're talking about the death of Trey Reed. You may have heard about this story. According to the Mississippi Free Press, they said this morning the Mississippi Free Press reached out to the Cleveland Police Department to clarify this point. The surveillance video footage of the area in question exists. A representative from the department declined to provide any further information. Asked about the broader context of race relations in America during Wednesday morning's press conference, Ennis defended the culture and the people of his university. One of the things I love about Delta State is that it's what America should be. I've got 40% African-American students, and they eat and play and work and learn besides white people. I'm not saying this is heaven, but I am saying I can walk into my cafeteria right now and see black people and white people eating together, the president said. I walk in my classroom on Tuesday morning, and my classroom looks like America. Ennis grieves, he said, both for Trey Reed and for the impression that Delta State University is not safe. My heart is comprehensive primarily for Trey, but also for the fact that the rest of the world has an impression of Delta State that is so at odds with what I know to be this institution. Mississippi has produced an extraordinary authors, and Richard Wright is one of the best, and it's concluded. Richard Wright said that the history comes on us, it surges up, and it's fused, entangled. And so I acknowledge that this history, the imaginary, is fused, entangled in people's identities, and sometimes we can't untangle it. But Delta State University is one of the best places to start to pick at that knot and acknowledge that the situation and to build off of it. We're going to continue to follow this story, guys, if we find out any updates on Trey Reed and if there will be an independent autopsy in his death. All right, let's move on because it's all related in regards to this. Let's move on to Jimmy Kimmel. So Jimmy Kimmel has been suspended from his job. Okay, I don't know if you guys know that, but Jimmy Kimmel has been suspended because of something that he said this past week in regards to Charlie Kirk. We're not going to get into the conversation about Charlie Kirk because you can Google schmoogle everything that you need to know when it comes to his recent death and some of the things that he has said in the past. So, as always, Jimmy Kimmel, not afraid to talk about what's really going on in the world, he decided to talk about it for like 20 seconds. Let's take a listen to what Jimmy Kimmel said on his show, and which subsequently had his show taken off the air indefinitely.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half-staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying.
Pause. Did he not? I can't even fathom, like, no empathy at all. Not the amount of empathy that we've been seeing from some celebrities that are hey, Jamie Lee Curtis. Okay. All right. Look, please understand when we talk about this topic, in no way are we condoning the violence that's been happening, the political violence that's been happening on both sides of the aisle. However, what we're not going to do is twist and turn and make this person into some sort of saint and martyr either. But you see the amount of empathy who is on that political side of that world. He immediately is like, oh yeah, everything's okay. What about this construction? Excuse me?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the 4th stage of grief, construction. Demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish, okay?
Exactly. So that joke, mind you, that wasn't a disrespectful joke about Charlie Kirk. He was pointing out his thoughts and opinions on the narrative that's been spun when it comes to everything that's played out since Charlie Kirk's death. I just want to send something to myself because I have another thing that I want to share with you in regards to this. So we'll go through that in a second. So and there's a bigger story to understand here. Actually, I want to play audio from Mona, a journalist. You know, we've cited her during our Diddy trial. I want to play something that she said because she really explains this probably far better so that we have a better understanding on how TV works. Okay, let me actually play from here just because it's going to be easier if I play it from my phone. I apologize in advance if you can't hear it clearly, but let me, please hold on a second. Okay, let me just play what she said. So this is, hold on, pause. This is Mona Kosar Abdi. She works for Extra. We've cited her before. So she explains to you what's happening over there at ABC and how TV works. So I'm gonna play this for you. I'm gonna speed it up just a tad because of timing here. And as I'm doing that, guys, don't forget to like the video. It's an easy, free way of supporting our channel. All right, so let me play this for you.
And the Jimmy Kimmel situation, you need to understand how television works, particularly local television. In your hometown, you probably have an ABC station.
Oh, wait, hold on. I want to slow it down because it's still too fast. Please hold. Let me do this.
Station, CBS station, Fox station. Now, unless you live in big cities like New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, these stations are affiliate stations. That means they're owned by a company that's not ABC, NBC, CBS, etc., but either a company that owns 2 or 3 stations or by a station group, like Sinclair Broadcasting, Tegna, Nexstar. Then there are what's called O&Os, which are owned and operated stations. For example, the ABC station in New York.
Nexstar is important to note because people are saying that Nexstar is the reason why Jimmy Kimmel has been suspended. Remember, Stephen Colbert's show was taken off the air despite ratings. CBS said that it was for financial reasons. Yeah, right. CBS's parent company, Paramount, wanted this merger with another company to be approved by the Trump administration. Hence why you see Stephen Colbert has been taken off the, well, he will be taken off the air after this season.
Is owned and operated by ABC News. Same thing with ABC 7 in Los Angeles. It's owned by ABC News Disney. It is rare these days that a station will be owned by a small company. That's because around 10, 15 years ago, station groups, namely Sinclair, started buying up a bunch of local stations all around the country. NBC affiliates, ABC affiliates, it didn't matter. And particularly they focused on small and mid-sized markets. Now this was a strategic move because if you own what the majority of the country, these small local news stations that people in these small towns still watch, then you get to influence what they see. And Sinclair is conservative. It's evident in their content. Now, I used to work for Sinclair back in the day after they bought the station that I was working at, and they used to have these things called must runs, which means no matter where in the country, if you're a Sinclair station, you must put these specific stories in your rundown, aka the news of the day that you're broadcasting. And that's when late night talk shows started making fun of the fact that anchors around the country were saying verbatim the same thing.
Sharing of biased and false news.
Now this is important because affiliates make a deal with the network that they will broadcast their programming in their market and in exchange for example, content. So like ABC News will give ABC affiliates access to their video, and affiliates will give ABC News access to their video. So it's a matter of sharing the resources. So what happened with Jimmy Kimmel is 2 of the nation's biggest broadcast groups, Nexstar and Sinclair, basically told ABC, we're not gonna show Jimmy Kimmel in our markets, and they got a bunch of markets, if you don't rectify the situation. And I should mention that right now, currently, Nexstar is trying to buy one of the other big station groups, Tegna, which owns stations in Dallas and Atlanta, which now we're getting into top 10 big city markets. So you see, in a time where viewership is declining, ABC can't really afford to piss off 2 of the big broadcast groups. Now, if that deal goes through, that means Nexstar will own 265 stations, in 44 states and DC, which also Sinclair has a station in DC, the ABC station. That represents 80% of US households. Right now, Nexstar owns 32.
80%. So this is why you have to be very particular on what you're viewing and what is being fed to you. 80%. And Nexstar wants this deal to go through.
ABC stations. Now, both Nexstar and Sinclair have been trying to proposition the FCC to relax regulations on the number of stations they can buy, because if it's up to them, they would buy more. And local news is some of the cheapest programming to produce. So if a station doesn't want to buy a syndicated show, they just throw on another local news show, 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m. And when budgets are being slashed and in small towns where they just can't produce that much content, you get this much local news, and then it is packed with something that comes from the headquarters. I just wanted to add context. So in order to understand,
So be sure to follow Mona Kosar Abdi on TikTok. She's one of my news sources, and you know what we do here. We always cite our sources. I thought that was a great breakdown of what you're seeing and what the bigger picture here. It's not just Jimmy Kimmel that is just being suspended and free speech is being censored. It's bigger than that. There are bigger issues that have been happening behind the scenes that you didn't even know about. That these companies were buying up these different news stations, and now they're going into bigger markets. Hence why you have to be very mindful of what you're taking in as 100% fact. Okay? All right. So we're not done talking about this Jimmy Kimmel stuff, because President Obama is also speaking out. So let me just do this. I want to upload this video for a second, guys, because I want to play this video that President Obama talked about this. And I'm going to...
And so when I hear not just our current president, but his aides, who have a history of calling political opponents vermin, enemies, who need to be targeted, that speaks to a broader problem that we have right now. And something that we're going to have to grapple with, all of us, whether we're Democrats, Republicans, independents. We have to recognize that on both sides, undoubtedly there are people who are extremists and who say things that are contrary to what I believe are America's core values. But I will say that those extreme views were not in my White House. I wasn't embracing them. I wasn't empowering them. I wasn't putting the weight of the United States government behind extremist views. And that is when we have the weight of the United States government behind extremist views, we've got a problem. And so your original question is, are we at an inflection point? We're at an inflection point in the sense that we always have to fight for our democracy. And we have to fight for those values that have made this country the envy of the world. And I often say democracy is not self-executing. It depends on us as citizens, regardless of our political affiliations, to stand up for certain core values, because otherwise we may not have them.
We may not have them. I think we've gotten so comfortable with having these rights that we have allowed all of this to play out the way that it's played out. So in regards to Jimmy Kimmel, former President Barack Obama had to say this on his social media. He says, after years of complaining about cancel culture, the current administration has taken it to a new and dangerous level by routinely threatening regulatory action against media companies unless they muzzle or fire reporters and commentators it doesn't like. So after the news spread yesterday about Jimmy Kimmel being suspended indefinitely, a lot of people were speaking out, okay? Including the current president, saying that NBC needs to do something next about Seth Meyers and Jimmy Fallon. So his battle on, and because here's the thing, the reason why we had what we had with Stephen Colbert a few months ago, and now what we're having with Jimmy Kimmel, is because these other companies that we don't see, the people that you don't see and people that you don't know, are behind the scenes trying to buy up basically buy your attention and control what you see and hear. So that's why we also have to, not only do we have to fight for freedom every time, we can't get comfortable with fighting for our freedom. We also have to make sure that what we're consuming, that we've sort of like, is this the truth? And hence why I always encourage you guys to travel. Because what you're not seeing here in the States, we talk about these other countries that control the media and what people are seeing. That is happening here. That is what is happening here. And the same way that the algorithm works here, how I've shown up on your algorithm or you follow me or whatever it may be, the people that probably need to see what we're talking about are they're being fished something else. And some of them don't even have necessarily internet. They just have their local news that you just heard is being controlled by these companies. So Sinclair, one of those companies, came out with their own statement. And in their statement in regards to Jimmy Kimmel, they said they want him to apologize to the Charlie Kirk family and donate to Charlie Kirk's organization. Jimmy Kimmel will not be doing that. I'm speaking for him, but I don't see him doing that. And he shouldn't. He shouldn't. But can you imagine the people that don't have the money and the power or the means to say no? Jimmy Kimmel will be fine if his show was to stop today. He would be fine. What I do love about the Jimmy Kimmel show, I'm not going to sit here and act as like I watch that show every single week, but what I do love about Jimmy Kimmel, some people are so insecure about their position on television or whatever career. He always highlights so many other young comedians on his show to the point where sometimes they're hosting his show when he's out. That's what I love about Jimmy Kimmel. So he's really been able to support so many other up-and-coming talent. You hear that, Andy Cohen? Okay. So not only are celebrities speaking out in regards to Jimmy Kimmel and this subsequent indefinite suspension, all right, Writers Guild of America, of both East and West, are speaking out on his behalf. Their statement reads like this: the right to speak our minds and to disagree with each other, to disturb even, is at the very heart of what it means to be a free people. It is not to be denied, not by violence, not by the abuse of governmental power, nor by acts of corporate cowardice. As a guild, we stand united in opposition to anyone who uses their power and influence to silence the voice of writers or anyone who speaks in dissent. Speaking of dissent, our Supreme Court is even infiltrated. So we can't even rely on a balance of power. So they continue in their statement when it comes to Jimmy Kimmel, the Writers Guild. They said, if free speech applied only to ideas we like, we needn't have bothered to write it into the Constitution. What we have signed onto, painful as it may be at times, is the freeing agreement to disagree. Shame on those in government who forget this founding truth. As for our employers, our words have made you rich. Silencing us impoverishes the whole world. Okay, Writers Guild, y'all better write a statement. So SAG-AFTRA also condemns the suspension of Jimmy Kimmel Live. They said our society depends on a freedom of expression. Suppression of free speech and retaliation for speaking out on significant issues of public concern run counter to the fundamental rights we all rely on. Democracy thrives when diverse points of view are expressed. The decision to suspend airing Jimmy Kimmel Live is the type of suppression and retaliation that endangers everyone's freedoms. SAG-AFTRA stands with all media artists and defends their right to express their diverse points of view and everyone's right to hear them. So keep tagging and hitting up Disney and ABC, Paramount, and CBS about your concerns about what they're doing behind the scenes. And also just be very mindful of what you're taking in and understand that, is this being filtered to you for whatever purpose or reason? There was something else that I saw, but I don't have it in front of me, so I won't talk about it now. But yeah, we're going to continue, guys. If you're just joining us, we're giving you a Hot Topics Live that ranges from politics, free speech, to reality television, even pop culture and music. You know, this is just a sample of what you can get here on the channel. So make sure you are subscribed and your notifications are on. And don't forget, you can also hear our live recaps and special episodes on the Kempire podcast. Okay? And while you're there, don't forget to give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Okay, so we're going to close out today's live by something a little bit lighter. I know we got a little heavy. We're going to get a little bit lighter. There's no new episode of The Real Housewives of Miami this week, but we did get the reunion fashions. And as always, we're going to talk about them. And I always want to hear what you guys, and how you guys would rate them. But let me first bring up Bravo's. I want to just bring up like who did what behind the scenes, because you know we love to celebrate everyone that does the work behind the scenes. So let me just pull that up. And shout out to our friends over at OMFG Reality TV. They're the ones who told us the season finale for Real Housewives of Miami will air next Thursday. So there will not be a new episode tonight, which I'm okay with. I need a little bit of a break, but here we are still talking about them this week. All right, so let me pull this up. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Thank you, Bravo, but nothing. All right, continue to my destination. There we go. So this is what Bravo had to say in regards to the Real Housewives of Miami reunion looks. They said the cast of the Real Housewives of Miami season 7 is not afraid to be bold, so it's only fair that the season 7 reunion looks reflect that. During their sit down with host Andy Cohen in New York City on August 8th, Gertie, Lisa, Julia, Alexia, Larsa, Stephanie, Kiki, Adriana, and Marisol looked absolutely electric in their colorful, embellished gowns full of sparkles and texture that channeled the ocean and the Miami sunshine. Some women also channeled their inner Miami mermaid. Why didn't they just do something inspired by Spain? I'm actually surprised. But anyway, so Miami mermaid like Gertie, Lisa, and Larsa. For others like Julia, her look served as a metaphor for her own life and time during Real Housewives of Miami season 7. Overall, they looked absolutely beautiful with their fashion, which featured some stunning details that included feathered sleeves, colorful sequins, hand beating, long trains, and sky-high slits. The women weren't just channeling mermaid vibes with their dresses, but their glam too. The mojito holders looked gorgeous, rocking a range of beauty looks that included long waves, smoky eyes, and some seriously bright lips. All right, so let's start. I guess we'll start with Gertie, because this is how I guess they're doing in alphabetical order. Yeah, I think that's what they're doing. So let's start with Gertie. So this was Gertie's look. Okay, gorgeous. Neon green. I think the body is body. Look at the arms, okay? The hair, like she looks like a statue. When I first saw this, I was like, it feels like I saw this outfit before from her. So I wasn't incredibly like wowed. And I wanted to be wowed, but I wasn't. But I think she looks gorgeous. The body is bodying. I love the color on her. The hair, I mean, like the bald head is bald heading. Okay. I think this is a gorgeous look. Especially because she's given us so many iconic looks for her reunions. I didn't love this look. But if you guys had to rate Gertie's look from 1 to 10, how would you rate it? I still think it's solid. I still think she looks gorgeous. I mean, her fashions this season have not been my favorite either, though. But her reunion looks have been some of my favorites from Miami. And I still love this color. I don't think she looks terrible because we got a couple people that look terrible, y'all. So I'm gonna give her an 8, which is a great score. I think I expected more, but I think she still looks beautiful. Beautiful. Bald head or long hair, Gertie looks beautiful. How would you guys rate Gertie's look? This neon green look. She's showing her midriff for those that are listening to the podcast. She looks like a statue. Maybe the statue of Miami. Okay? Gorgeous. The skin is skinning. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. If you guys had to rate Gertie's look for the Real Housewives of Miami reunion season 7, let me just tell you what she's wearing. Her dress is custom designed by herself. Excuse me? It's a custom designed by Gertie. Shoes are Christian Louboutin. Makeup artist Darlene Baltazar at Plush Beauty, and jewelry is Swarovski. Well, see, this is where Gertie went wrong. I had said, because I know Chanel. We'll go on Chanel. Chanel, she's styled people like Lisa Milan. She's styled Nene. She styled Kenya Moore. She styled so many people. Remember she was the lead stylist for the last reunion of Real Housewives of Potomac. So I thought, because they've worked together before, Gertie and Chanel. So I thought maybe she would style her for this. I think she should have. But okay. It's not bad, though. Come on. Let's not be dramatic, because we got bad to go through. Okay? We do have bad to go through. All right. Kiki Barth. I told you guys Kiki blocked me. I only know because someone that knows her relayed the message to me. I guess she wanted me to know that she blocked me. She said, I used to be her favorite blogger, but not anymore because I've been hard on her. Girl. Kiki looks gorgeous here, though. Her skin, the makeup, the hair looks gorgeous. The dress ages her. I don't like it. A lot of people are going to say this is like the Miss Roper dress. But you remember when Marlo did it? Marlo did it, and it still looked gorgeous. But Kiki, I don't like the hem of the dress. The hem of the dress feels a little awkward. It's a beautiful color on her, though. But as black people, we can wear a lot of color and still look gorgeous. I mean, she's a beautiful woman. You know what it is? Very much like with Gertie. I've seen them look great before, so I expect a little bit more at the reunion. The reunion is supposed to be... Elizabeth says, come on, 80-year-old grandma. Come on. Kemi says, I love the dress. It's like Cher. Yeah, it's definitely giving Cher. But when you hear that the reunion is supposed to be inspired by Miami, the color is inspired, but the dress is not giving Miami chic or like fun in the sun. And we've seen her look so amazing during the season. I just expected a little bit more. Fifi says she ain't Marlo. Okay, fine. Singer says, I don't like the color. You don't like the color? Actually, that's probably my favorite part of this. I like the color. She's beautiful, though. I mean, Kiki could wear a garbage bag and be beautiful. How would you guys rate Kiki's look from 1 to 10? I'm going to give it a 6. Nikki gave it a 6 as well. Angel said it's not flattering. Hi, Bookie Bear says Mrs. Roper. Mary Jane's baby said is giving Mother not Mother Jefferson. Y'all remember Mother Jefferson? Man, this is not Auntie Cookie Monster. Okay, Christian gave it a 7. Mr. Melon Magic gave it a 6. Sweet Cherry gave it a 4. Pageant Mommy says the color is spectacular. I agree. I love the color. I just don't love the design of the dress, especially the bottom half. The bottom half is like awkward. I don't even mind the feathers, to be honest with you. All right, Rhonda gave it a 6. Mimi gave it a 6. Manifesting Ruth gave it a 4.5. Real House Husband gave it a 5. All right, DJ gave it if she changed the lipstick color, 6 right now, 5. Damn. I don't even mind the lipstick color. I think her makeup looks great, but that's me. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. SC gave it a 5. Winter gave it a 5. All right. Pageant Mommy said the dress is cute, but not for the reunion. Exactly. Like if she wore this during the season, I wouldn't think anything of it. But at the reunion, our standards are high. Felicia says, giving Motown. Stop in the name of love. Miss Sharon gave it a 5. Angie gave it a 6. Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. Let me drop the call link for those that want to call in and share their thoughts on anything that we talked about. We'll take some quick callers today. Live chat. Once we get to 500 likes, I'll drop the call link for you guys. But if you're a member of the channel, I'm going to drop it on the community tab. Keep liking the video, again, because it's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. Don't forget, tomorrow I'll be live on Butterskin's website and their Instagram. And also we'll be live here on our YouTube as well for our special online shopping event. I'll be talking about my skincare routine. We'll also be doing giveaways. So it's going to be a fun time. Tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. PST. Set your reminders. If you're part of the Discord, I've already sent an event reminder there. All right, so let me drop the call-in link for those that want to call in for a quick. I'm giving you guys a minute, maybe, depending. If we have a long line, then no. I'm giving everyone 30 seconds, okay? All right. Let me move on. So how will you rate Kiki's? Okay, Sassy gave it a 6. All right. All right. Let me see what they're saying for our next person. Adriana Demora. Sidebar, you know, I think it was our last Real Housewives of Miami recap. Someone called in and said that Anna said on her podcast that Adriana had a terrible reunion, so much so that she ended up going to visit her mother, who she hadn't seen in a couple of years. She went down to Brazil. According to my sources, Adriana had a fantastic reunion. I don't know where Anna got that piece of information, but I guess we'll have to wait and see how the reunion plays out. I also didn't suspect that Adriana would have a terrible reunion. She really shouldn't be the one in the hot seat, but you just never know. You just never know. So Adriana's look. Okay, Adriana. I love this color on her. This is a 6-year-old woman. She looks amazing. Okay. Body is snatched. I love this. This color definitely gives Real Housewives of Miami. Okay. Oh, wait. Let me just tell you, because you know we love to. Let me go back. Let me just talk about Kiki's look. Her dress is by Bronx and Banco. Shoes are by Area. Makeup is by Letitia Chansey. Hairstylist is Janelle Sealy Smith. And jewelry is by Verstulo. Okay. And she says, I was channeling classic Cher, 70s glam, feathered sleeves, long sleek hair. I wanted to float into the reunion like a disco era goddess with a modern twist. That's what she told the Daily Dish. What did Gertie say about her look? Let me tell you what Gertie said about her look. Gertie said... She says that she wanted to give a Miami mermaid vibe with this neon green look. It's like the liquid water fabric, so it looks like I've got out of the water at South Beach. No parasites in this body. I know, that's okay. Okay, I get it now. No parasites in this body. Okay, all right. Gertie. All right, Adriana's look, though. And be sure to let me know in the chat, guys, how you would rate Adriana's look from 1 to 10. Adriana says, I'm going for a mermaid that just got a Miami makeover. Okay. The dress is by Millie. Shoes are by Steve McQueen. Jewelry is by Tiffany's. Stylist is Carol Phillips. Shout out to Miguel, Carol. I know Carol. I met Carol at the last BravoCon. Hey, Carol. Makeup artist Priscilla. Hairstylist Julius. So Carol's the one who's gotten Adriana. Like, if you love Adriana's confessionals and stuff like that, that's all Carol. Okay. Carol, you did it, girl. I love this look. I'm giving this look a 9. I really like this look. I love the color. I love her hair and makeup. I love it. I think this is a good look, in my opinion. How would you guys rate it? Olympia gave it a 10. Miss Melon Magic gave it a 7.5. Danny gave it a 9. Hey, Danny. Yamola gave Adriana 8.5. Niece gave it Adriana 8.5. All right. All right. Okay. So that was Adriana's look. Let's see who's up next. Lisa Hochstein. Let's see what Lisa got going on here, y'all. Okay, Lisa. Lisa says this. She says, it's giving Miami Siren. Okay. The gown reminds me of the ocean here with the blue tones and the golden coral and the seashell details. It felt like the perfect way to carry a little bit of Miami magic onto the stage and hopefully make a few waves while I was at it. I can see that. The dress is by Cleo Pepiat. Shoes are by Prada. Jewelry is Lviv. Makeup artist Maggie Strunk. Hairstylist Diana Dodick. And Sonata K. Sisa or Seca. So, how would you guys rate this look? I just feel like it's safe. Nothing special. I will forget this very much like I usually forget her reunion looks. I mean, I could see the little starfish and things like that on the dress. Sarah says it's so basic, but that's usually Lisa. I'm not impressed. It's not a bad dress. She doesn't look terrible, but at the same time, I'm like very in line with what Lisa normally does. But you can't do basic. I'm gonna have to give her a 5. Okay, the shoes match the embroidery. Someone said in the chat. D gave it a 9. Boogie Bear gave it a 6. The Tatas is sitting, someone just said. Thailand says classy pinup model. That's what it's definitely giving, but she always gives that. Nothing different. Nothing different. Melly gave it a 5. Singer gave it a 5. Valentina gave it a 7.5. Gino said very meh. Nikki said safe 6. Amanda gave it a 7. Winter gave it not a 2. Winter, damn, it ain't that bad. Casey gave it a 9. All right. Watlet says not a 5. I can't give her anything above a 6. All right, let's get into Julia. Julia's look. Okay, let's get into Julia's look. Oh, Julia. I love the dress. I think the dress is gorgeous. The hair is terrible, but her hair has been terrible the last few episodes. Okay. The dress is by Jessica Klass, owner of River and Rose. Shoes are by Manolo Blahnik. Stylist is Erin Turon. Makeup artist and hairstyling is Virginia Mendez. Jewelry is by JJ Jewelry. Julia revealed backstage that she went through a lot of waves during Real Housewives of Miami season 7, so her look reflected that. The ocean is a perfect metaphor for the dress. I can see that. It's a beautiful dress. I really like the dress. And it even has like a little serpenty-ness to it, and that's perfect for her being a snake. I hate the hair, though. I hate the hair. I think the hair looks terrible. I don't know who's been doing her hair. Oh, wait. We just read who's doing her hair. Black Angel says, dress 6, scarf 0. I think people, because they don't like Julia this season, they're not going to be able to see past their dislike for her and be able to give her props. Kay gave her a negative 17. Lit with Bev says the scarf is whack. I don't mind it. I don't mind. I think it's a beautiful dress. But what made me laugh was the fact that she matches Marisol a lot. Her and Marisol match a lot. But let's look at Alexia's look. Okay. Alexia's wearing this yellow and the breasts are sitting. The face is snatched. I think Alexia may have gotten some work, guys. I saw a video of her and I was like, oh no, this is not even Facetune. It looks like Alexia may have gotten a little work. And it's some good work. Okay? This yellow dress is gorgeous on her. She looks amazing. The dress is by Alex Perry. Shoes are by Renee Covilla. Makeup artist is Katie Nova. Hairstylist is Stephanie Perziat. Jewelry is by JJ Jewelry. Alexia explained to the Daily Dish backstage that this bright gown was her backup dress after her original dress arrived too late. Although Alexia knew she would be wearing a different color from the rest of the ladies, she was happy with her choice. Yellow is sunshine, positivity, and bold Miami energy, she said via email. I think this is one of my favorite looks. I think she looks gorgeous. Maybe because she is the only one wearing yellow. I think she looks really, really good. I'm going to give this a 9. I like this look. Arton says the silhouette looks weird. You think? I don't think the silhouette looks weird. I think she looks great. Tyrese said it's different in motion. Mimi gave it a 9. King gave it an 8. Singer gave it a 10. Pageant Mommy says she looks boxy. I don't think she looks boxy. It could be the bust that makes it look a little boxy, but I think she looks great. Real Royalty says that it's very Miami. It's definitely giving me Miami. Thailand says early Pamela Anderson or Carmen Electra as a blonde. Chino says the boobs are trying to escape the dress. Pajamani said, but I gave her an 8.5. And if you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know how you would rate these reunion looks, and of course weigh in on any of the hot topics that we've been talking about this afternoon. Keep liking the video if you haven't already. I've already dropped the call-in link for our channel members, and if you are a Twitch follower, I'll be dropping the call-in link for you guys as well. Live chat, thank you so much. Let's get to 500 likes. Once we get to 500 likes, I will post the call-in link for you guys as well. We got over nearly like 900 of you watching on YouTube. Okay, so that was Alexia's look. Marisol's look. This is why I say Julia and Marisol look alike. This was Marisol's look. I don't mind this look on Marisol. I think her hair and makeup looks great. Her dress is by Albina Dilla. Shoes are by Givenchy. Makeup artist is Casey Spickard. Her hairstylist is Allison Farfan. Earrings are gift from her husband. Steve McNamara. Ring is by Mama Elsa. Okay, Mama Elsa. I mean, I think it looks good. It's different. It's definitely not giving what she's given. You know, this is what the reunion is supposed to be. It's where you're supposed to sort of step out and do something different. And during the season, she definitely gives like of her age during the season and quirky. This feels like she came out to play for the reunion. I think this is decent. How would I rate it though, from 1 to 10? I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I'm gonna give it a 7. I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. I don't hate it. And it's different. It's different in comparison. I don't know if it's giving Miami though. So she said, for the reunion, I wanted to channel a sea goddess, a little sea nymph, something ethereal and powerful. Marisol said in an email. She said, I chose Albina Dilla's dress with Givenchy heels, and of course, I wore my Mama Elsa rings to carry her with me. Okay. All right. Fine. Look fine. This has to be my least favorite look of all of the looks. Well, one of them. Larsa Pippen. Larsa, first of all, I found how much this dress really is, which I don't care. You could wear a cheap dress to the reunion and still be the best dress. Apparently, this dress is like $150 something. Apparently. Yeah, $150 something. Mind you, she is wearing more on her arm than she is in the dress. But this dress, for me, it looks cheap. It looks all over the place. For the most part, Larsa usually gives me a look. When she does the reunion, I felt like this felt lazy, in my opinion. It felt really, really lazy. Let me see if I can, yeah, so this dress is $175. It actually looks better on the mannequin. Maybe it looks cheap because of who's wearing it. Oh, damn. I didn't mean it like that, but you guys, you get what I'm saying. It's $175, Lucida Serena gown. Okay. They said the dress is by Jessica Barra. Shoes are Candy. Stylist is Laura Rudovic. Makeup artist, Sofia Vallejos. Hairstylist, Olivia Haplin. Jewelry is Pristine Jewelers. She says, my look is very iridescent, mermaidy, she told the Daily Dish. Okay. Dee says she looks mad regular. For me, it's like my least favorite look. My initial reaction, I was like, really, Larsa? This is what you decided? If she had wore this during the season, I wouldn't have thought anything of it. Again, I wouldn't have thought anything of it. But, it's like, okay. How would you guys rate it? It's my least favorite look. So who did I give a 5? I'm going to give this a 4. But I said, like, when I see it on the mannequin, it doesn't look bad. But on Larsa, it looks cheap. Paula gave it a 4. Desi gave it a 2. Mr. Melon Magic gave it a 1. Okay. Pajamami said this is a going to dinner look at best. Right? Roxy says it's giving Fashion Nova, Kempire. Maybe times are hard. Does the new man not have money? Oh, Oh, damn. Nikki says, I'm rating this a hell no. Have kids, they said, gave it a -0. Damn, you guys are harsh. You guys are harsh. All right. Just when I said this might be my least favorite look, no, I think we have my least favorite look. Let me bring up Stephanie. Stephanie's hair and makeup looks great. I actually like her hair and makeup. I still don't think by the end of the season she deserves to sit next to Andy Cohen because that's a big thing to the Housewives. Based off what she gave during the season, I don't think that she needs to sit next to Andy. But fine. She's the newbie. She has the money and the private jet. They want to make her feel special. Okay? Don't get too used to it, girl. Stephanie is wearing a neon green. And it's like a suit, but she has like a bikini under it with like a shorts bottom with tassels coming from the top of the suit. I mean, again, not for a reunion, maybe for an event that they're having on the show. Wanda said, what is this mess? Patrick Mommy gave it a 3. She said, this is just a no. It's giving seaweed on Twitch. Call Me Carmi says, that's what it's definitely giving, seaweed. The dress is by Rami Cardi. Shoes are by Aquazzura. Makeup artist is Roberto Espinosa. Hairstylist Cesar Salazar. Jewelry is it's Hermes. Oh, okay. I don't like this look. Again, if this was like an event they were having, fine. The end says fringe, shorts, and a blazer. The hell? That's everything that's in Stephanie's look. Let me see what she had to say about this look. So apparently, Stephanie did not hold back when it came to choosing her look for the Housewives, her first Housewives of Miami reunion. She says, this look weighs 25 pounds. Damn. She says it consists of neon green matching shorts and a bra embroidered with sequins, featuring a cropped blazer and embellished with sequins, crystals, and 3D glass beads with a fringed edging. It's a unique piece, all handmade and hand embroidered in their ateliers in Beirut. It took thousands of hours of work to create and produce this one-of-one piece. I wonder if they heard what you said about Persians during the season, but okay. She continued. She said, together, this look is a tribute to nature's resilience, where every detail celebrates the beauty of evolving through the chaos. Okay, poetic. T says, boo, tomato, tomato. I mean, it's okay. It's probably, again, one of my least favorite looks, but that coincides with her being besties with Larsa, my other least favorite look. Fifi says it's like a club look. Yeah, like if they were to go to an event and they're just dancing and having a good time. Tylin says, riddle me this, Kempire. Just why? Nikki says 25 pounds too much. This would have been nice for an event during filming, not reunion. Exactly, Roxy. That's how I feel. I feel like that's what we should have. Those are the reunion looks. I'm actually surprised. Marquis, thank you so much for the super chat. Marquis says, hey, Kempire, I love you to death. I have to ask you, though, is there any specific reason why you didn't cover the Idaho 4 case or Charlie Kirk? Well, that's not usually some of the things that we cover, to be honest with you. Every once in a while, if we do a Hot Topics live, we'll talk about it and we'll get into it. But yeah, no particular reason. I can't cover everything. I am not CNN, unfortunately. They have a team where they can cover like every single news story, but I can't. But we kind of covered the Charlie Kirk of it all. There you go. Stephanie, thank you so much for the super chat. Stephanie says, you're the best. Thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. And don't forget, you can support the channel just by liking today's video. Let me see. Did we get any calls? We do have a line of people backstage that want to weigh in. So you can weigh in on anything that we talked about during the live. Okay? Anything else, keep it to yourself. That rhymes. All right. There will be a timer, though. Please keep in mind the opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, or our sponsors, and they agree not to be derogatory or to use for profanity. And if they do, they will be forever banned from the channel. And everything that they say is alleged. Okay? All right, Taurus with the T's backstage. We're going to bring her up first. Taurus with the T, what did you want to share?
Hi, Cam. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes. I just want to say thank you so much for covering the story about Jimmy Kimmel. I was at home yesterday watching the news and reading all of those different articles that were really trying to disparage him. So I really thank you for sharing your
Mm,
perspective because yours is one to me that matters
mm.
because we share the same sentiments. And then, Stephanie, girl, for you to have a PJ and for you to be stealing all of this older man's money, you sure do
Oh.
not dress like it. She looks terrible. I hate it. I hate it. And for Larsa, girl, for all of those feet videos and feet pics that you are sending that correctional officer in that jail over in Minnesota, you are not making enough money. This dress is getting cheap. She looks like a cheap Instagram boutique model. I hate it. But I love Gertie's look. I love Lisa's look. And I also do really like Adriana's look. But that's it.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for calling in, Taurus with the T. All right. Let me bring up Pageant Mommy next. Pageant Mommy, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So you were fantastic on Friday.
Thank
You were giving my love, giving. You've lost weight. You were serving up my love. So proud of you, and
Thank
Brooke.
you.
So proud of you.
Thank you.
In terms of these looks, so I mean, Adriana is, she was my top as a 9. I mean, none of them. I mean, she looks beautiful. She was giving fresh face, beautiful. The color, beautiful. The shoes, no, those are shoes. Oh no, that's why she didn't get a 10 from me. I want to say that Marisol Albina is actually one of my daughter's designers for her pageants, and we love them. I mean, she could have gone with something more wild, but she looks age appropriate. She looks fine. I gave her an 8. Stephanie was an absolute no. I mean, take off the tassels, perhaps go for drinks, but she has totally gone so far from her conservative look. Like I just was. This just does not align, and it's just not. It's a real big no. And Larsa and Gertie. I mean, both of their looks look cheap. I know we like Gertie this season, and if y'all don't like Larsa, but they the looks are giving inexpensive, which is okay. But Gertie's body looks good. Her hair and makeup looks good, and Larsa's face looks good. Anyway, I'm not wild by any of them though, to be honest.
I know.
Lackluster. Be well, my love.
Thank you, Pageant Mommy. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. All right, we have Angel backstage. We're going to bring Angel up. For those that are in the chat, we reached 500 likes, so I'm going to drop the call link for the general audience as well. We're going to take some quick callers. All right, Angel's backstage. Angel, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire, considering that all the reunion looks are pretty bad, I'm going to give the top 3 to Alexia, Gertie, and then Adriana in that order. And Adriana should not be sad about her age because, girl, you are gold for 60 plus. Just saying, or almost 60 plus, because we don't want to age her before her time. And then with the whole thing with Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert and all of our late night voices, and just anyone who has a brain who can see what Dope 47, the Cheeto in charge, is doing, I just tell everybody to just stay positive. We'll get through it. I know we're not through the first year yet, but those of us who can think independently are aware, and we know what's happening, and the powers that be, we can't do anything but just stay strong in our beliefs. And thank you for providing us the hour to hour and a half of relief you give us to allow us to be silly as a community and, still be informed, but have a little stress relief from our crazy lives, because it's a break for real.
Thank you, Angel.
Thanks, Kempire. Have a good one.
You too. Bye. Ariana's backstage. We're going to bring Ariana up next. Ariana, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
Well,
I called in intentionally this time.
Okay. Wasn't sure. What's going on, Ariana?
I joined late, but I'm going to go back and watch your part on Jimmy Kimmel because this is the scariest time in our country. And I don't think enough people understand this, but they're extorting him to have his show back. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I just that's the main reason I wanted to call in. But a little bit on the fashions, Stephanie is really confusing me. Like, I don't know what I'm looking at. There's so many things going on that shouldn't be going on. And like, it's like they started things and stopped things. And like, I don't know what was going on here. It hurts my eyes. And I'm going to be really annoyed watching her first seat at the reunion. But other than that, I mean, they all look fine and good. You know, they're not wowing anymore. I miss the wow factor.
Yeah.
But that's all.
Thanks,
Hope you have a good rest of your day.
You
Hope to
too.
see you on TikTok later. Everyone should follow Kempire's TikTok. It's so fun over there.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Ariana. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Yes, guys, be sure to follow me on all socials. Sometimes I haven't gone live this week on Instagram, so I might go live later today on Instagram. But also make sure you follow me, The Kempire, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, because I do go live on TikTok a lot, just for like informal lives. All right, let's bring up Winter next. Winter, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire.
Hey.
Okay, so my favorite look, I'm gonna say, is Alexia. It's pretty simple, but I feel like it's a beautiful color. Like out of everyone, she's got the best look. And then I like Adriana. I think like she just looks so refreshed and so beautiful. Larsa, I'm just confused. I was like, I feel like she's just always trying to be a city girl, and that's not something that you wear to a reunion. Gertie looks beautiful, but it's not reunion as well. Lisa, I feel like we're constantly seeing the same look over and over. Like it's like she wears the same hair, the same looks. Like she needs a stylist. And then what's her name? The new girl. What's her name? What's her
Stephanie?
name? Stephanie. Yeah. Okay. Green. I hate green. I really do. And then that
Hey.
green. I do. I don't like green. And then I don't like that green.
Oh.
And then on top of that, the blazer, whatever those studs are, they're just like ridiculous. The bottom, the strings are bothering me. It's like really bad. Like that's probably one of the worst reunion looks. I'm sorry, Kiki. She played herself. Like you're too beautiful. The color's nice, but it really aged her. And that's all.
Thanks, Winter. Take
Have a good
care.
day.
You too. Y'all going in. Replay crew, be sure to let us know. List by list, person by person, your rating for each person from 1 to 10. All right, Mel is backstage. Gonna bring Mel up next. Mel, what did you want to share?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. You know what, Stephanie? I would tell her, listen, I don't care if somebody takes 600 years to make a dress. It's still bad. It's bad and heavy. That thing is not, no, that thing is a hot mess. So that's all I can say about that. And the ladies do look very conservative for this reunion. So, but Jimmy Kimmel, thank you for doing this too. Like the other callers say, thank God for this, because you know what, Kempire, I was thinking about this, and we don't go detail on politics over here, but I always wanted to ask Megan, I'm being very serious, if Obama and Biden did to their media, what they're trying to do to other people's free expression and to express themselves, because we've heard people put up KKK, they have done the most disgusting things. And so I'm bewildered why under this administration, they are taking such extreme actions against Sesame Street and all type of things. But when they were out there doing God knows what, totally abound, nobody really held them accountable, because other people believed in the Constitution. That's why, the other parties believe we don't like what you say, but we're not going to censor you the way this is happening. So, that's what I think about that. I think it's terrible, absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
And especially, you're a person who makes a living by, expressing your views. So it's devastating for people to have to now think about how they're going to, make a living, giving your perspective about things. So, I don't like it. But anyway, God bless you. Love you very much.
Thank you, Mel.
Give some good vibes,
Thank you, Mel. Have a great day.
Okay.
Bye. All right. Last but not least, our sports commentator, Miss Sharon's in the building. Miss Sharon, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing?
Oh, well, how are you?
I'm doing fine. As you can probably hear in the background, I have a football game on.
Always. Who's playing?
Yes. I'm sorry I've been missing you, but the sport's been sportsing, man.
The sports have been sports, so you've been busy.
I've been busy watching football game after football game, baseball after baseball. I mean, I really got it going on.
It's a question. What are your thoughts on Stephon Diggs as a player?
Stephon Diggs. Who is he?
Cardi's B Baby's father. I don't know what team he's on.
Does he play basketball?
I think he plays football. Am I wrong, y'all? I don't know. I thought you might know.
I'm not a basketball fan.
Oh.
I love football and
It's football.
and I like
He
baseball.
plays football.
He plays football?
Mm-hmm.
Is he a wide receiver? Because when I saw him, he didn't look that big. So he can maybe play a defensive end or either he's a wide receiver. I know most of my wide receivers.
He plays for the Patriots.
Oh, I don't watch them.
Oh, damn.
No, that's one of the teams that I don't keep up with. Now I keep up with like the Bears, the Chiefs, Dallas Cowboys. Poor Dallas. I keep up with the Raiders because they play against the Chiefs. That's our arch rivals. And I keep up with the Denver Donkeys, which is the Denver Broncos.
Not donkey.
I call them the Donkeys.
Deja says he's a wide receiver for the Patriots. He has a brother with the Cowboys. That's a DB. What's DB?
Oh, defensive back.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You said DB?
Yeah.
Yeah, defensive back. Uh-huh.
So
yeah.
So it's a family affair. They're both in football.
Yeah. Now that's just like let's see. Well, Shadur and Shiloh, but you heard about Shiloh, right? He got kicked off Miami. Well, no, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He got kicked off for fighting.
Oh, not fighting.
Yeah. Well, somebody swung on him, so he swung back and he got caught and they kicked him off the team and plus they gave him a $4,000 fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So, my temper is not that. I got a bad temper, so I think I would have swung too.
Okay, Michelle, did you want to weigh in on any of the things that we talked about this afternoon?
Well, yes, I have one comment, and you know what? I'm really surprised at your Kempire, but I'm very proud of you, though.
Oh.
I'm surprised, but I'm so proud of you that you shed light on Jimmy Kimmel's being taken off the air. When I read it, I thought, oh, this was a hoax, because I got it on my news break, and I thought, this is a hoax. People probably want him off, but I didn't really believe it. But then I started hearing more about it, and he was taken off the show, and that's very frightening.
Yeah.
This just shows what our country is moving towards. They're trying to silence our voices and threatened us and think that we're not educated to know that this is not lawful what they're doing. So, Kempire, I applaud you for letting the people know. And I just want to tell everybody, turn your TV off and listen to independent news. Bye, Kempire.
Thanks for sharing. Perfect timing. All right. We got our sports update and we got Miss Sharon to weigh in on some of the things that we talked about this afternoon. After this, guys, I'll try and do some timestamps for you guys. That way, for those that are watching the replay, it'll be easier for you to watch. But I appreciate all of you, nearly over 1,000 of you watching on multiple platforms for our afternoon Hot Topics Live. We do this all the time, not every single day or every single week, but we cover a variety of different topics here on the channel, not just Housewives, not just reality television. We talk about music, entertainment. We even talk about politics every once in a blue as well. Guys, as always, be sure to like the video if you haven't already. Thank you to our Kings Guards. Thank you to our channel members. Become a member today at TheKempire.com/join. And of course, thank you to our subscribers. We appreciate you as well. And replay crew, we appreciate you as well. Let's continue this conversation in the comments section. And I will see you guys tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. PST with Butter Skin on their socials. And we'll be streaming live on YouTube as well. Our collaboration in regards to selling some of the content that they make over there at Butter, so you guys can also get a better idea as to my routine, but there'll also be giveaways and all kinds of sales as well. Okay, so make sure you are following for those details tomorrow. All right, I'll see you guys later. Have a great rest of your afternoon. Bye, y'all.
Here we go now.